my name is Rachel Armstrong, and this is my presentation on using digital storytelling in the classroom. What are digital storybooks? Digital books are books that can be downloaded to a hard drive and read using a personal computer or one of several different types of handheld devices known as digital book readers or e-readers. Digital storytelling is exponentially more powerful than other forms of storytelling because the digital format immediately makes the student's knowledge available to a global audience. Quote by Mark Stanley. What is digital storytelling? In 2002, the Digital Storytelling Association described digital storytelling as a modern expression of the ancient art of storytelling. Throughout history, storytelling has been used to share knowledge, values, and wisdom. Stories have taken on many different forms and have been adapted to each successive medium that has emerged. Digital storytelling at its simplest form is the practice of using computer-based tools to tell your story. Digital storytelling versus actual books. Dr. Matthew Schneps, who is the director of the Laboratory for Visual Learning at the University of Massachusetts in Boston, he states that the first and foremost, consider the person and their lifelong preferences. Some people absolutely love the look, smell, and feel of the classical book held in the hand, and such people may not want to give up the sensory experience of reading from a paper book. Digital storytelling is computer-based images, recording audio narration. It has video clips and music. You can purchase or download it. Ebooks also help the visually and hearing impaired. Studies have been done, and typically your young, reluctant readers actually prefer e-readers. And studies show that boys over girls preferred the e-readers and read more than they would have with a typical book. Ebooks helping the visually impaired. Individuals that have poor eyesight or certain reading disorders like dyslexia can benefit more from e-readers because they do have a wide range of different options that you can change the text size, the font, and limit the spacing of lines. In 2013, a study was done by the Journal of PLOS, and they observed the reading comprehension and speed from high school students with dyslexia, and it found that people with dyslexia read more effectively and had greater ease when they used an actual e-reader. Traditional storytelling books. They can be better for memory and retention. They have a tactile sense of progress. They carry a human touch with them. They sometimes can have grasp more of your reader's imagination, and they have, avid readers prefer reading on paper. Reading on paper can boost retention, because reading on paper instead of electronic screen is better for your memory, retention, and focus. The Guardian did an experiment from Norway, and people were given a short story to read either on a Kindle or a paperback book. When they were quizzed later, the subjects who read with the paperback books were more likely to remember the plot points in the right order. Paper suits readers with sleep problems and eye strain, and this is because e-readers do have high levels of screen luminance, and it can contribute to visual fatigue, and this is marked by tired, itching, burning eyes. Here is a short little video clip that pretty much sums up digital storytelling.
What is digital storytelling? Digital storytelling combines the tradition of storytelling with digital technology. This means that anyone with a computer and a story to tell can create a short video that can be produced on the web, a CD, or a DVD. Compared to a movie, a digital story is like a postcard. The typical digital story is usually 2 to 5 minutes long. Digital stories can be as creative or as simple as you want to make it. All you need are pictures, background music, and a story to tell. Digital storytelling, of course, begins with a story. The best way to begin is writing your digital story, and remember to keep it short. Writing on the front and back of a 3x5 index card will keep you focused. You will need to narrate your digital story and then add some pictures, a little music, maybe some sound effects, titles, and transitions. And there you go. You have produced your first digital story. Anyone with a computer can do it. You can use Windows Movie Maker or iMovie for Mac users. It's easy, fun, and a great way to tell your story.
Why digital storytelling? A useful approach for engaging students in learning is a big tool on digital storytelling. Reflection and feedback need to be taught and encouraged. Too often in education and life in general, we don't teach students or people how to allow time for reflection and feedback. Students need to be taught how to reflect on their own work and give feedback to others in both a constructive and a valuable way. This is an important tool for anyone to learn and grow. Technology integration is putting everything together, creating your masterpiece. This is where students can discover if what they've written needs tweaking or if they have enough items to create their story. You can see students revisit and revise their storyboards, and they're going to find ways to push technology and tools way beyond any of us could expect. Here they're going to blend their own images, they're going to have different transitions between their video clips and their slides, and they can incorporate music and sound effects. Digital storytelling process. Here you have the idea or the proposal is how you're going to start out with. And the idea should be a topic of a lesson, a chapter heading in a textbook, or a question asked in class. They can write a proposal, a paragraph, they can draw mind maps, and use any other pre-writing tool. Second is, research. And here they're going to explore and learn. They're going to outline what they've learned on index cards, on note-taking tools, and here they can organize their information digitally if they'd like to. Third, they can write a script. The students research and explore topics. If they've done it well, then a lot of it's going to fall into place. And they're just going to need to learn to make them fit. Fourth is their plan, their storyboard, and here's where they're going to transition what they've written and what they've researched into a visual media literacy. Fifth, next they can gather images, music, sounds, clips, and videos. And here, this is where they're going to make a lot happen and the writing comes to life. When they use their storyboard as a guide, they can create and gather their images and audios and videos. And you can introduce concepts such as visual hierarchy, illustration, and tone. And this is also a good time that you want to discuss with your students about copyright laws, fair use, and how to use them properly and cite properly. And then you want to put it all together. When you start piecing it together, this is where your students can discover if they have enough information in their storyboard, if they need to tweak it, and if it's going to fit with their actual story. And then you can share it on the digital app. Once you share it, it can go global, it can go to your school, however, it's endless. And then you also want to make sure you touch and welcome any feedback and reflect on your feedback and experience. This is a huge part of the learning and growing process. Here's what you can add, what did I learn? What did I learn about myself that I didn't know before? How can I do better next time? What can I change? They need to be taught how to reflect on their own work as well as give feedback to others. Constructive criticism is a valuable tool for students and just the general population. Elements of storytelling. You want to do it first person and express significance about an event, a person, a place, a thing. Generate a strong interest, express continuous clarity. You want to use vivid images and transitions with special effects and pictures and sounds that grab your audience. At the Center for Digital Storytelling out of Berkeley, California, created the 7 elements of digital storytelling. And here, you want to state your point of view. What is your main point? A dramatic question, and this is going to keep your viewers' attention. And you also want to make sure you answer by the end of the story. You want emotional content, serious issues that come alive in your story and grab your audience. The gift of your voice is a way to personalize your story and help your audience understand your context. Then the power of the soundtrack. What music and sounds you're going to use that's going to support your story. The economy is you're going to give out just enough content to tell your story without overloading your viewers. And then pacing. Make sure your rhythm of your story is either slow enough or quick enough. Using science and art together, the art of storytelling is how you're going to connect with your audience. It's a creative dimension on how you draw on your readers and you keep them engaged and keep them involved. The science is how the understanding will trigger and motivate your readers. Storytelling is where your art, your creative abilities, your science thinking, your readers, your data can all combine into a great message in a story. Digital storytelling in education. Effective instructional tools for teachers, and this is, some teachers may want to create their own stories as a guide for their students to go by and learn, or have their students create their own stories. By engaging them in a multimedia-rich digital story, you can sever an anticipatory set and capture the attention of your students, and this helps increase their interest and they can explore new ideas. It's a great way to help your students create an abstract way of thinking, and then they learn the content more. It's more understandable. An effective tool for students. Digital storytelling is an effective tool for teachers and students, and it appeals to students with diverse learning styles. After viewing digital stories created by teachers or other authors, students can be given assignments in which they are first asked to research a topic. They can choose their points of view, and they can grow on that. They can capitalize on creative talents of students as they begin to research and tell stories of their own. Digital storytelling and Common Core in the classroom. Monica Burns states, Common Core state standards expect children across the grades that they can write for 3 specific purposes. The opinion pieces that persuade a reader and make an argument. It's informative writing that explains an idea and relays information. It's a narrative stories that are real or imagined events. And this is where the digital storytelling comes into play. All the pieces they pull together and they tell a story. And it goes from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. But it's going to be different in each grade. What you do in 2nd grade is not what you're going to be doing in 5th, 9th, and 12th. Ebooks have less of a financial strain. Studies have shown that students enjoy reading books because they can get easy access on their school-issued Chromebooks, their libraries, their computers, their laptops, Nooks, and it's cheaper to purchase reading material this way. Students actually read more of an ebook than they do an actual book. Ebooks have been found to be a great equalizer for students. Formats and devices for digital storytelling. Your e-readers, your digital audio players, your desk and laptop computers, your handheld mobile devices, tablets, iPads. There's just such a big variety out there. And you have formats such as, your MP3s, your PDFs, DAISY, JPEG, HTML are some of the ones that we're pretty familiar with, but there's many, many more out there. And here's a chart that I found pretty interesting. School-age students' preferred devices. And across the board from elementary, middle, and high school, laptops, notebooks, and Chromebooks are the top choices of the students. Tablets come in, pretty second, but the numbers change some, but they're all still about the same. It was pretty interesting. Your top 10 digital reader apps are right here. Your Nooks, your Kindles, your Cool Readers, your Google Play Books. The Kindle app I have on my computers, and it's great because I can purchase my textbooks, and then I can read them if I'm at work or on my laptop or my home computer, and it just goes into the Kindle Cloud on that app, and you can log in and read it anywhere. It's a great tool. And these are some wonderful sites you can check and authors you can check that I got a lot of my information and research from. There's some phenomenal articles out there on digital storybooks, and if you want to learn more about it, I can encourage you to read more from these people. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you learned a little bit.